Arrifah Hartman from the Lumen Club. I'm here for Body Talk by Body Artisan, and our topic for today is finding stillness in chaos. To me, how do I find stillness in chaos? I usually always have a ritual I return to when things get so heavy or chaotic from the outside. So for me, the ritual I always go back to is always yoga. I always do bubble bath and reading by the pool or swimming, but yoga is my number one go-to, because when things that are out of my control, just, when life is lifing, the only thing I can control is my body, how I move, how I breathe, how I do self-care, and yoga actually provide everything for me with that. So with yoga, I can remind myself to listen to how I'm breathing, to pause, and to just let go. I think I really enjoy organized chaos at the same time that very stillness energy, because I think I am both. I think most people are both, None of us can be all zen or, because we are human in the end. So for me, I look at it not as a challenge, but I look at it as like a fun aspect of it. Like, oh my God, in this beach club, who would have known there would be a yoga shala there? So it kind of invite different kind of reaction from people. And since I launched the Lumen Club, all the people I attracted to the classes have always been very interesting people, because most of these people are also like me, which are not intimidated by the chaos or the vibrancy of a beach club. They kind of liked both of them. So instead of using it against us, I use it, to be a strength for us. So we get to be in stillness, do yoga, and then afterwards we can just have fun by the beach, swimming in the pool, and talk about what we were feeling during yoga and sound bath prior to that. So yeah. Totally. It's like 180. I think before yoga, I was always so hard on myself. It's always like putting people's expectation of myself before what I want for, or before what I really want for myself. So with relationship as well, I think nowadays I'm a bit more forgiving, a bit more open, because yoga really teaches us to be very merciful, like very accepting and very understanding. Because with yoga, people might think it's just stretching, but it's really not. Sometimes you cry on the mat. Sometimes you feel like a failure, like, oh my God, I cannot do this pose. I cannot do headstand. But someone that does yoga before, just 2 months earlier can already do all these poses. So it's taking out all these comparisons, taking out this limiting self-belief out of the equation. So with yoga, people might think it's so simple, you just do these poses, but no, it's the journey to get there. And with that journey, you might think, it's different for each cases. But for me, once I get to the poses I want to do, I always thought, maybe I would get a bit too proud or like show off, but not. The more you work towards it, you become more humble as well. I think yoga journey is really humbling. Like in the end, it's not the pose, it's who you meet at the mat when you started that journey. So it's the same. You started becoming more humble in a way that you accept everybody the way they are, and the same way you started to have more self-love towards yourself. I think perspective is the most important thing. So we always have to look at the bright side and look out for the positive aspect of everything. I know it sounds kind of hard sometimes when people sometimes share with you the difficulties they have in life. We cannot really tell people, oh, but let's just focus on the good things. Sometimes it sounds insensitive, but I think there's a lot of truth to that. I mean, with spirituality, we are taught to not be in denial. So when it happens to you, instead of thinking of it's just a bad day, not a bad life kind of thing, it kind of changed the perspective and your attitude to go on through your day. So I think mindset is the most important thing. So when you are faced with difficulties and you're stressed out, but you need a safe ritual to come back to, but maybe it's too much, you cannot do it right at that time. Maybe like when you're eating, just remember, oh my God, I have food on my table. Some people don't have food on my table. How lucky am I? Or when you are stressed, you cannot go to yoga class, you don't even have money to go to yoga class that day or something. Maybe just take a walk by the beach and just like, oh my God, I have 2 feet, I'm walking. Some people wants to go to the beach whenever they want and they cannot, and the beach is free. So I think our mind is so powerful. By having a great mindset, it can shift your mood right away, and it can kind of just be your superpower, because sometimes people can tell that it's infectious. When you're positive, you attract positive things. So yeah, I think it's something that you have to train as well yourself. Every day look out for things you're grateful for, and every day adds to it, and the more you do it, it just become natural. I never feel like I'm in the place to give advice to anybody, because I know everybody has a unique life story. Everybody comes from different background, but to me, things is in your hand. If you know that you are the writer of your story, and you stop giving that power to other factors, people, or your job, or your family, or even your friends that are not really your friends, and then you just kind of believe that this is the story that is given to me, but this is not the story that I'm gonna write. And you can just flip that switch and just train your mind. Trust me, our mind is the best. Like, once you set an intention, that's how you train your body to follow that intention. It's the same with yoga. When you come to yoga class, you intended to sweat, to feel good afterwards. You do it. So it's the same way. You wake up today, if you're not feeling great about what's happening in your life, just remember that don't be in denial about these difficult things, but at the same time, change this perspective. Like, things are difficult, but you don't have to think like, oh, my life is falling apart. your life is falling apart if you stop trying. So keep trying. That you will be there. Trust me, because I was there. And you know, don't think too lowly about yourself. You're powerful if only you realize that. Once you realize that, your mind is your biggest asset, for sure. The community I would love to create in Lumen is very inclusive. I don't want one type of people there or one kind of looks or whatever. Because like I come from this background as well, where spirituality and the community always very predictable. Like, you go to all these clubs, you see, from there you can judge, can I fit in? But with Lumen, I would love to create something that is welcoming to both the locals and the foreigners, because I think I have the advantage of relating to the local, especially women, because that's my focus, like the local women and the foreigners, because I can speak the Bahasa, but at the same time, I'm also not from here. So it's like, I want it to be a very welcoming space, and I want healing to be very simplified. I want wellness to be a very simple thing, where people come to just be present with themselves. I think nowadays people overcomplicate wellness with, like going sauna, bath, which is, I do the same thing. But I think we kind of lost the plot when you do it for the wrong reason instead of just connecting with people. To just look people in the eyes and be like, I'm here for you. So with yoga, with Lumen, even before I started, I was kind of intimidated, because in Bali there's so many yoga studios, so many yoga teachers. But then I realized, well, I don't need to be a yoga teacher like them. I just have to be a yoga teacher like me, like be myself and teach yoga, and just connect with people as myself. And then if they fall in love with yoga through me, that's great. But if it's just become like a friendship, it's even better. And they always can find me when they need to escape from life or something, because a lot of my clients are people that don't live in Bali, so they come to Bali to, like, escape from life, from their country. They come here to just breathe and flow. So I'm trying to just create a community where there's no judgment, there's no competition with yoga. Just come as you are and connect. Hi, I'm Arrifah. I'm from the Lumen Club. Thank you, Body Talk by Body Artisan. Bye bye.